Liberia's best will be your host, Sekou Sharif, Vendelak Patrick, and Eugene Vigon. Issues of today, 6 to 9 p.m. at 6 to 6:30 p.m. International updates. Get to know what's happening around the world directly and undiluted from our correspondents on the program. That's Issues of Today, 6 to 9 p.m. Monday to Friday, only on the Voice of Liberia, 104.1 FM. Keep tuned.
We need to just got an issue of today.
As our country Liberia progresses with a new dimension, the platform you always want to be a part of, it's here, the Voice of Liberia, 104.1 FM, a new dimension, a 3-hour super interactive, informative, and political platform. Issues of Today, here on VOL, the Voice of Liberia, 104.1 FM, the show. Issues of Today, 3 of Liberia's best, will be your host, Sekou Sharif, Vendelak Patrick, and Eugene Vigon.
Our issue.
Issues of Today, 6 to 9 p.m. at 6 to 6:30 p.m. International updates. Get to know what's happening around the world directly and undiluted from our correspondents on the program. That's Issues of Today, 6 to 9 p.m. Monday to Friday, only on the Voice of Liberia, 104.1. As our country Liberia progresses with a new dimension, the platform you always want to be a part of, it's here, the Voice of Liberia, 104.1 FM, a new dimension, a 3-hour super interactive, informative, and political platform. Issues of Today, here on VOL, the Voice of Liberia, 104.1 FM, the show. Issues of Today, 3 of Liberia's best, will be your host, Sekou Sharif, Vendelak Patrick, and Eugene Vigon.
Our issue.
Issues of Today, 6 to 9 p.m. at 6 to 6:30 p.m. International updates. Get to know what's happening around the world directly and undiluted from our correspondents on the program. That's Issues of Today, 6 to 9 p.m. Monday to Friday, only on the Voice of Liberia, 104.1. As our country Liberia progresses with a new dimension, the platform you always want to be a part of, it's here, the Voice of Liberia, 104.1 FM, a new dimension, a 3-hour super interactive, informative, and political platform. Issues of Today, here on VOL, the Voice of Liberia, 104.1 FM, the show. Issues of Today, 3 of Liberia's best, will be your host, Sekou Sharif, Vendelak Patrick, and Eugene Vigon.
Our issue.
Issues of Today, 6 to 9 p.m. at 6 to 6:30 p.m. International updates. Get to know what's happening around the world directly and undiluted from our correspondents on the program. That's Issues of Today, 6 to 9 p.m. Monday to Friday, only on the Voice of Liberia, 104.1. As our country Liberia progresses with a new dimension, the platform you always want to be a part of, it's here, the Voice of Liberia, 104.1 FM, a new dimension, a 3-hour super interactive, informative, and political platform. Issues of Today, here on VOL, the Voice of Liberia, 104.1 FM, the show. Issues of Today, 3 of Liberia's best, will be your host, Sekou Sharif, Vendelak Patrick, and Eugene Vigon.
Our issue.
Issues of Today, 6 to 9 p.m. at 6 to 6:30 p.m. International updates. Get to know what's happening around the world directly and undiluted from our correspondents on the program. That's Issues of Today, 6 to 9 p.m. Monday to Friday, only on the Voice of Liberia, 104.1. As our country Liberia progresses with a new dimension, the platform you always want to be a part of, it's here, the Voice of Liberia, 104.1 FM, a new dimension, a 3-hour super interactive, informative, and political platform. Issues of Today, here on VOL, the voice of Liberia 104.1 FM. The show, Issues of Today, 3 of Liberia's best, will be your host, Sekou Sharif, Vendelak Patrick, and Eugene Vigon.
Our
Issues of Today, 6 to 9 p.m. at 6 to 6:30 p.m. International updates. Get to know what's happening around the world directly and undiluted from our correspondents on the program. That's Issues of Today, 6 to 9 p.m. Monday to Friday, only on the Voice of Liberia 104.1. As our country Liberia progresses with a new dimension, the platform you always want to be a part of, it's here, the Voice of Liberia 104.1 FM, a new dimension, a 3-hour super interactive, informative, and political platform. Issues of Today, here on VOL, the voice of Liberia 104.1 FM. The show, Issues of Today, 3 of Liberia's best, will be your host, Sekou Sharif, Vendelak Patrick, and Eugene Vigon.
Our
Issues of Today, 6 to 9 p.m. at 6 to 6:30 p.m. International updates. Get to know what's happening around the world directly and undiluted from our correspondents on the program. That's Issues of Today, 6 to 9 p.m. Monday to Friday, only on the Voice of Liberia 104.1. As our country Liberia progresses with a new dimension, the platform you always want to be a part of, it's here, the Voice of Liberia 104.1 FM, a new dimension, a 3-hour super interactive, informative, and political platform. Issues of Today, here on VOL, the voice of Liberia 104.1 FM. The show, Issues of Today, 3 of Liberia's best, will be your host, Sekou Sharif, Vendelak Patrick, and Eugene Vigon.
Our
Issues of Today, 6 to 9 p.m. at 6 to 6:30 p.m. International updates. Get to know what's happening around the world directly and undiluted from our correspondents on the program. That's Issues of Today, 6 to 9 p.m. Monday to Friday, only on the Voice of Liberia 104.1. As our country Liberia progresses with a new dimension, the platform you always want to be a part of, it's here, the Voice of Liberia 104.1. FM, a new dimension, a 3-hour super interactive, informative, and political platform. Issues of Today, here on VOL, the voice of Liberia 104.1 FM. The show, Issues of Today, 3 of Liberia's best, will be your host, Sekou Sharif, Vendelak Patrick, and Eugene Vigon.
Our
Issues of Today, 6 to 9 p.m. at 6 to 6:30 p.m. International updates. Get to know what's happening around the world directly and undiluted from our correspondents on the program. That's Issues of Today, 6 to 9 p.m. Monday to Friday, only on the Voice of Liberia 104.1. As our country Liberia progresses with a new dimension, the platform you always want to be a part of, it's here, the Voice of Liberia 104.1 FM, a new dimension, a 3-hour super interactive, informative, and political platform. Issues of Today, here on VOL, the voice of Liberia 104.1 FM. The show, Issues of Today, 3 of Liberia's best, will be your host, Sekou Sharif, Vendelak Patrick, and Eugene Vigon.
Our
Issues of Today, 6 to 9 p.m. at 6 to 6:30 p.m. International updates. Get to know what's happening around the world directly and undiluted from our correspondents on the program. That's Issues of Today, 6 to 9 p.m. Monday.
discuss our nation issue. Our issue, Liberia issue today. Discuss our issue from Monday to Friday, man. Liberia issue today. I say on the voice of Liberia. Liberia issue today. But the legend of the Kushari, man. Liberia issue today. My husband did a party. Liberia issue today. And the old man Eugene Pagoya. Liberia issue today. On 104.1, man. Liberia issue today. That is the name for the Liberia issue today. We gonna have a gonna we play. Let the people play. And let them Don't you say who play.
Good evening, Liberia. Good evening, Liberians. What's a good way to say good evening to you and welcome to the program? Issues of today, right here on Voice of Liberia 104.1. And this is what I want to say to you listening to us this evening. Life is not about being rich, being popular, being highly educated, or being perfect. It is about being real, being humble, and be kind. Good evening. Welcome to the program. Issues of today, right here on Voice of Liberia 104.1. My name is Sekou Sharif, and I'll be joined by my colleagues in a jiffy on the program to talk more about the issues in Liberia. This is the program Issues of Today, right here on Voice of Liberia. No time we need to run. Too many things will come up on the program when we join our colleagues. We will be joined by my two co-pilots, Fendela Patrick and that of Eugene Facon. They're going to join us here at 6:30. But before that time, we go to the international desk because no time. We need to go to the international desk to talk to our international correspondents to know what are the issues making news around the world. We'll go to Gambia to talk to Amadou Kante about Gambia's president recently launched the new National Employment Policy and Action Plan 2022-2026 following the official closure of the tax field program within the country, which was supported by the EU Emergency Trust Fund for Africa, by the way. Amadou Kante will tell us more about that development on the program this evening. Yeah, we're going to go to the Gambia on the program to talk to him about that development as to whether that has been into the process. Amadou is Voice of Liberia Gambian correspondent. He joins us on the line and from the Gambia on the program. Amadou, good evening and thank you for joining us on the program. Amadou, good evening and thank you for joining us on the program.
Yes, good evening, and I can hear you very well, and thank you so much for having me once again.
Now, you want to tell us more about this development that has to do with the president of the country recently launched the new National Employment Policy and Action Plan 2022-2026. What benefits has the EU-supported Techify program brought to the Gambia?
Well, thank you very much once again. The Techify supported EU program in the Gambia have been run out in the country for the past couple of years, nearly 5 years to this year, and it ended some couple of days ago during the launch of the National Employment Policy and Action Plan by the Gambian government. Well, the EU-supported program has been very effective and have significantly created 50 jobs for young people and the women here in the Gambia. So generally, it was well coordinated and efficiently worked program. It has benefited a lot of Gambians and women likewise, and it has been a very successful program, if I can say. So it has definitely been very, very effective here in the Gambia over the past 4 to 5 years in the Gambia.
What do you think the newly launched empowerment policy will consolidate the gains realized by the EU project in the country?
Well, that is a very interesting one, Seiko, because the level of employment in the Gambia has been a concern for many in the Gambia. Now, having known already the success the EU project have done for the young people and for women in particular in this country, and the program is fading out now. The Gambia government is coming up with a program that is the employment policy, more or less, to continue the Take If program. So Gambians would be hoping that the gains would be consolidated by the program, and then during the launch of the policy and the action plan, the president was the one who presided over the launch, and he did promise that his government would provide about 150,000 jobs for the next 5 years. So that is the intention his government have. So whether they will consolidate the gains or not, that is now the Gambians would be waiting to see, because it has been quite very difficult for the Gambian to provide job for the Gambians, more especially the youth here in the country.
What is the current employment rate in the Gambia?
Yes, the employment rate apparently rated around about 15%. So it's a very, very low rate compared to what the EU-funded project have done in the past years. But not all hope. There are still hopes that the government can further learn from the successes the project have done to improve on the standard of employment in the smiling coast of Africa, that is the Gambia. So now the young people have been calling on the Adama Barrow government to initiate projects and plans to make sure that the youth would be employed, because it has been a concern for them and for many people also in the country. So the employment rate, to say, it's in a very low rate, about 15%. So meaning the Gambia government have a lot to do to improve the standard of employment in the Gambia, that in particular for the youths and women in the tiny West African nation.
Thank you very much, Amadou Kante, for joining us from the Gambia on the program Issues of Today, right here on Voice of Liberia. We're going to go to Nigeria to talk to Naomi Kombenda, where we're going to follow up on this development that has to do with the chairman of the Nigerian Inland Revenue Services has been accused of, conveying what, with oil companies operating in Nigeria to evade tax remittance, running into trillions of naira. And Naomi will tell us more about this development and give us a clear picture about what has happened about the allegation, how truth is the allegation, what has led to said allegation. Naomi joins us on the program now. Naomi, good evening, and thank you for joining us on the program today.
Good evening, Sekou. Thank you for having me.
You want to tell us more about this development where it has been alleged that the chairman of the Nigerian Inland Revenue Services has been accused of, conveying with oil companies operating in Nigeria to evade tax remittance, running into trillions of naira in the country. Can you tell us more about this development, by the way, Naomi?
So the committee believes that Nigeria has been shortchanged, and so that's why they said that they have to investigate the matter. As a matter of fact, the House of Representatives ad hoc committee investigating the structure and accountability of the joint venture businesses and production sharing contract of the National Production and Oil Company has condemned the impunity of the Federal Inland Revenue Service boss.
Mm-hmm.
They said because he has refused to appear before the committee and they adjourned that he must appear or be compelled to come by security agencies.
Naomi, what does the committee feel they should complete the Federal Inland Revenue Services boss to appear or compel him to appear before them, by the way?
Because the committee believes that Nigeria has been shortchanged in tax payments into the coffers of the federal government of Nigeria. Hence, it's been mandated to probe the activities of several oil companies from 1990 till date. And now the chairman explained that having no certificate of acceptance of fixed assets constitute gross violation of the law in Nigeria, adding that the ignorance was not an excuse at all.
Okay, thank you very much, Naomi Kombenda, as well as of Liberia, Nigerian correspondent in Nigeria, filling us in with that development that has to do with the chairman of the Nigerian Inland Service Revenue Services. By the way, we go to Ghana to talk to the man Jonas Biarubi on this new development coming in about the new patriotic party, that's NPP's Council of Elders, and the national leadership are currently in a crutch meeting with members of the majority, caucus in that area. Jonas, join us on the line. And Jonas, good evening.
Good evening, Seku.
It's good to have you. Tell us what necessitated the crunch meeting currently as we speak.
Well, so the reason is very simple. Now, those members of parliament are in the party that is currently in government, and they are again the finance minister. They have actually called on the president to fire him since long, and the president been asking for them to exercise restraint. Now, the 2023 for Ghana is expected to be presented on Thursday. And the majority have actually promised that they are not going to take part in the budget presentation if it is the current of this committee. And what it means is that if they don't take part in the budget presentation, and there's nobody in the parliament or the minister to actually present the budget, it means that the date that is scheduled for it cannot come. But the Constitution says that we are supposed to present them before the year ends. And if they don't get the access to present the budget in November, it means that in December, where we have a lot of holidays, Parliament will be on recess and the budget cannot be presented. It means that there will be a lot of consequences on the economy because here there's not enough opportunity. And that is of the party in power decided to meet with their members of parliament to actually see how they will understand each other for the finance minister to present the budget on Thursday.
Now, the finance minister of your country seems to be under attack for some time now as we speak. Has he reacted to that in the country?
It appears he doesn't want to accept responsibility. All aspects of life, from individual citizens, civil society organizations, non-governmental, and even public sector, all are pointing fingers at the finance minister for to be the one responsible for the crisis that we are facing right now.
Okay, Jonas, thank you very much. We're going to go to Lesotho now. Sorry, folks, for what you're experiencing, but when we continue, things will be much better than this. Some of the African countries experience these things as well. So the connection are some of the problems. So we're going to go to Lesotho. We conclude with Lesotho. Then we join our folks on the program, our two colleagues on the program. We're going to go to Lesotho now to talk to our Lesotho correspondent on the line to talk to him concerning Lesotho is set to benefit from China's zero tariff treatment to 98%. Good evening and thank you for joining us, sir.
Thank you very much, Seku. Good evening.
Okay, it's good that you've joined us. This development coming from Lesotho, that Lesotho is said to benefit from China's zero tariff treatment to 98% of taxable items from 10 least developed countries. What are some of the products exported from Lesotho to China, by the way?
Thank you. Lesotho is a very good exporter of wool, mohair, and precious stones, or perhaps say diamonds and cotton. So those are some of the products that we export. They are exported still raw and then shipped overseas or in China.
How will this benefit local manufacturers in Lesotho, by the way?
The manufacturers are very happy about this because they for that the products are very expensive to export. However, now that there will be some in increasement, they are very happy because there is a lot of products in China or in the country.
Tell us more about Lesotho's relationships with China. Is it something that's very good we can talk about?
Yeah, definitely. China has always been a supporter, or perhaps providing aid to Lesotho on many different occasions, because even the national parliament.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Center, which holds biggest events. China has also provided scholarship to some of Lesotho students. We are also able to import a lot of products that help us, especially in terms of clothing, shoes, and ordering machines, big machines from China, and cars, import cars.
Okay, thank you very much. With that development, thank you very much. Let me say thank you, and we want to sincerely apologize. It is just beyond our control, and we need to do it with what you just listened. But time to time, that's going to be much better for every one of us with our international correspondence having. It's a system we've built to have it like that, but it will get better from our correspondence as well on the program. So we about to get the ball rolling with our guys. Shortly, we're going to be joined by Fendela Patricks and that of Eugene Facon on the program. Too many things happening in Liberia, though. CDC. Today, like we said, let me just announce to you before my colleagues can join us on the program. We're going to have a very, very interesting discussion here that has to do with you Liberians telling us, particularly those of you working within the government officials, most of you working within the government, we're going to take 1 hour of our time to talk more. But there's this thing we need to talk. I want my guys to join me so we can start that discussion. Congratulate Tim Weir. Yes, Tim Weir, he did extremely well on yesterday. It is something that no matter how you see it or how you think about it, it is something worth commending. We need to commend Tim Weir for what he did on yesterday. And we have some highlights and some other, messages coming from around the world, coming from the embassy near Monrovia, and also the government. you know, of the US. And I saw on social media there were a lot of, you know, I see them to be fun. Some people were saying, why I say you don't want to support America because most of you will play DV, you want to go to the United States, but you don't want to support their national team. You know, so you don't want to support the national team, but you want to go to the United States. But we will look at that. We will look at that shortly. Yeah, we want to say thank you to Tim Weir. You know, he did extremely well, and it is something that we all, as oh God, we all as people, no matter our you know political differences, how you think and feel about it, no matter how you see it, it is just clear. Did you send it to the emails? Okay, it is just clear. So no matter how we see it, we need to applaud people. We need to say thank you to people that have done something worth commending. So this is not about us saying, oh, because John Brown is from this party or Peter Paul is from this party, so because he did not do anything well, because he's not from our party, so we will not support him. This is not the case here. What that young man did on yesterday, it is something worth commending. We need to commend him for that, and we need to say thank you to him for that. You know, he did extremely well. He did extremely well. He did extremely well. Let me just start with this issue as with my colleagues to join me. Let me just start with this issue where you said you did a link already, right? Okay, so let me just start with this issue. First of all, I'm going to play you the video of the First Lady of Liberia, Madame Claire Marie Weir, when she had a lay tete with the folks and Tim Weir, his team players, the coach and some other people. And these are all motivations for people. And it makes me to understand that it makes me to understand that motivation, it drives anyone. Let's play this video so you can see what exactly I'm talking about. The video about the First Lady encouraging, and giving some words of encouragement to Tim Weir and the folks. And she says some things that made a lot of sense. Listen to this.
For me, it's hard work. Timothy had to be here. He had to be disciplined. Paul made us disciplined. He made us know that if you're late, you're going to run. And you have to suck it up. So it disciplines Timothy so well that I left Timothy in Europe at 14. And because of what he learned here, he carried it on with PSG Academy. And everyone in the academy loves him. I'm just not saying it because he's my son, because he's so disciplined. So it has to do with a lot of hard work. You can have the least talented child, but bring him out every day. Let him kick the ball. Let him listen to the coach. First of all, he has to respect the coach, and the parents has to respect the coach. The parents have to respect the coach, because even there were moments where Timothy didn't play. There were moments where Timothy wasn't in a game, but I always said to Timothy, it's for your best interest. Paul knows what's best for you. He's disciplining you the right way. So whatever, even if you're not in the game, you're on the bench. You watch the other players and watch what they do, and you practice, do extra practice, extra training to help yourself. So it has to do with hard work more than talent. Talent is, of course, is important, but if you have the talent and you don't work hard, it means nothing. So thank you for the question.
Okay, that is it. Before we go to the next issue, let me just welcome our colleagues on board, Fendela Patrick and that of Eugene Falcon. Let me welcome our colleagues on board. Fendela, Eugene, good evening to you guys.
Well, thank you so much, Seku, and the people in Radio Land and those in studio or control. It's a pleasant good evening here. And I see you are drinking mineral water in the studio while the masses are drinking well water. Is that a distinction? I see Mr. Eugene Falcon dressed in his attire. He has a flag of the Republic of Liberia on his coat, wearing a shade, staying in his honorable form, very elegant. You know, you guys are the big boys. But again, to those in Radio Land, it's a pleasant good evening. I'm very happy and overjoyed. I'm proud to be a Liberian, unapologetic African. And it's good to be here to discuss critical national issues, proffer suggestions for the betterment of our country. It is said that open rebuke is better than secret praises. And guys, it's good to be here.
Okay, Fendera, thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you for having me. For me, I need no introduction. They call me Beyan Betuma. The Bassa people call me Grunt. And sometimes they call me Poo, because you know I'm the person with many holes. That's why I can talk to the people in the town the way I can talk to them. Because when I finish talking to you, 1 pound, I gone through the shocker hole. Smoke second, catch me. Y'all gotta be plenty. So we're happy to be here and to discuss the issues and some of the things trending pretty much disturbing. So I think we're gonna have a good show today.
Sure. We're gonna have a very good show. But I was just doing housekeeping because you know usually we gotta do housekeeping, some trending issues before we go to our major issues. Like for those of you just joining us, at 7 o'clock on the program, we're gonna have it exclusively for those of the people working in government. We've been investigating this issue. On yesterday, we started it on the very first edition of the show, where you listen to a few of government employees calling their salaries. And so we've gained interest in that. So today we're going to take 1 hour of our time to listen more to Liberians, most especially those of the people working in the Liberian government, not calling their names, but they will call their various institutions of work as to how much they are earning on a monthly basis. Mind you, people that are earning below $100, it is a total violation of the very law that the government is to protect. And also, it also affects or it violates their human rights, because it is what they are working for, and they should earn what they justly need to earn. So that is one of our major topics. But something coming up at 8 o'clock, I and the team we're going to discuss that has to do with the University of Liberia, folks. We have the document here. The free tuition, I don't know, maybe when we reach to that time, we'll talk, is it still existing, or it has canceled, or the government is not paying? That's the reason why the administration of the University of Liberia has decided to ask the students to pay, even to the extent they said they should pay for semesters that ended.
The students will tell, EFFL,
EFFL,
and SIM and SOUP, they're getting ready to call. They will call and tell us, they're not afraid.
Sure. And so we're going to do that. So, but gentlemen, something that caught my attention. I don't know if you guys have been following about what happened on yesterday, and we are all Liberians about the goal from Timothy Weah, the son of the president, not being, looking at it from a political standpoint, but even the ANC political leader, he congratulated that young man for what he did. And I noticed that even the US government congratulated that kid. The US Embassy near Monrovia did the same. And what they did in their congratulatory messages, they mentioned Liberia as a country. Now, if you can see on the stream, folks, it is from the Bureau of African Affairs. It says, congratulations forward, stars Team Weah for scoring the first U.S. goal today. What an inspiring story he has. We can only imagine how proud President George Weah and Cloud Weah are of their son. Then you get a USMNT World Cup 2022. And then the next part, this is from Timothy Weah himself, folks. He says, mixed emotions. A dream come true to score him a first World Cup match. We will have loved to come out of this match with all 3 points. But we take the time, we take the time and continue to work. This was for my teammates. This was for the US. This was for Liberia. This was for Jamaica. This was for my family. It's so, it is emotional, right? I'm sure this kid has not passed 25. I'm not sure we're going to be exact on his age, but I think he has not passed 25. Eugene, you want to say something or Fendela before we go to the next issue?
Well, let me say.
Go ahead, Eugene.
Yeah, let me say, Tim, sheep cannot born goat. Dog can born duffer.
Mm-hmm.
The man, if you look at him physically, he brings the height of his father, he brings the face of his mother, but he brings the talent of his dad also. You can say Billy go not born in the town. That one can't happen. This man cannot be the world best, European best, Africa's best, hero of the world of football through Ons Mondia. Then you say the man he bring will be Fisi. It's not possible. And Tim brought pride to us Liberians. Look at his tweet.
Mm-hmm.
Millions of people watch it around, I read it around the world.
Sure.
And Liberia name is mentioned. That is a positive thing for our country. Can we look at it by our tradition and our culture? That's our nephew. Vendela will tell you the same thing by culture and tradition. We may disagree with his father politically, but his father has given us a son who has brought pride to the village. So we appreciate him for that. But his father is in trouble with us. The Senate calling the finance minister.
My man will reach to that one.
But at the end of the Federa, go ahead.
Federa can't, my man. We're not
well, Sekou, I used to be a soccer legend. People who know me during my refugee days in Guinea. And that's why the name Rasta for Fandela Arrow Patricks. The Rasta for stands for, the arrow stands for Rasta for. And growing up as a kid, I had gymnastic shots on my legs.
Jesus.
When I shoot, that's fire.
Jesus.
And I look at the move of Tim Weah on the ball. He was accurate. He was very accurate. No wasting time. You could see his body contact. And that goalkeeper, I'm sure he's still regretting.
Why he keep
But
us?
as someone who loved the game very well, I want to beg Liberians. Team Weah had no control as to whether to be born onto a family like George Weah. He had no control. I was born onto parents that were rubber tappers. They can read and write. Today, I am a total different person, transformed. We should use the story, the ambition, the success of Tim. Treat him, soccer lovers, as who is determined. He reached to this level not because of a father connection. The soccer you see today is nothing like nepotism. If you can't deliver, you will not make the team. I listened to the mother. The mother was just talking discipline. I think many of us must draw some sense of belongingness. President Weah is a total different person. He played a game, but in the context of politics, we will deal with him. Let us not attach President Weah in this context to the success of Tim. What Tim did on the field or what he has been doing, it's not just we are telling him how to dribble or score. He learned the art, he built upon it, and he's moving. For God's sake, this boy is a millionaire. Less than 25 years, he's a millionaire. There are rich people in our country today. Their children, I'm sorry to say this, but they have not exceeded the expectations of their parents. And I'm sure some of them are sitting and regretting. Look at me, I have everything. Why are you misrepresenting the image of the family and you are a total different person? I think Tim is carrying the legacy of his father when it comes to soccer. I'm not too sure Tim believes in politics. He's not even in that. But I want us to celebrate the success of this man for the fact that he's a black boy. He is an unapologetic African. Look at the World Cup. How many blacks you see, with the exception of African teams? The only black man, do you know how many black people in America? That Tim Weah was selected. This young man went to sustain injury. His career was almost at the point of demise. He regained the energy. He came back. Determination. If I have never taken anything from Tim Weah, I have taken courage. I have taken determination. I have taken nationalism and Pan-Africanism. Celebrating his goal, he recognized that he's from Liberia. It's so proud for us. And as someone who used to be in the game, you know, I know you doesn't like to hear this. You know, I'm proud. You know, the goal he scored yesterday, this is how I used to score. Gymnastic shot before you make out
man,
forget it.
My man, look, let go. Look at the man with a shot. That means he's talking about 32, but he's putting BB poke to it. Gymnastic. That means he bicycle kick or 32, he lay Jackie.
Eugene, that's why they gave me the name Rasta 4. The name Rasta 4 derived from
terminology. Because people who lay 32 or Jackie, that is called gymnastics. You hear it, man? Gymnastic shot. I'm not move ahead.
But Sekou, did you play football? You play football? Let us Sekou whether he ever played football before.
No, Sekou, but me a big player. Sekou he played before. Sekou that Mao Sekou used to play Mao. Sekou cool. He used to carry clothes and battle with him all around with the Mao inside.
And be holding bear for the people.
Yeah, we're holding bear for the people, football boots and team.
Oh, I see. You know, usually when we were young, And when they give you the football jersey, forget it. Then it's a morale for you. You know, you can wear any jersey you move. But I doubt whether Sekou ever play football because his physical morphology can tell that.
I said the man used to play Mao.
Listen, let me say this to you, Fendela. You guys, you guys, guess what happened recently?
What's that?
Imagine we just went off. We needed to switch to the generator, the LEC. You know, I don't know when LEC will be really stable in this country. You put enough LEC, it is not dependable. So now we gotta switch to the generator. Why if we know our generator and just solely depending on LEC?
Okay.
So at least we back on. But listen, if you talk about soccer, I'm much better than Eugene and Fendela. Fendela, you from Mangibi, I'm from Mangibi, and I want you to call the people in Mangibi and ask. I captain Joel V. Gibson United Methodist School.
I told you.
Where I graduated from. And I played soccer up to 2nd division. And you
know Yellow Cats.
You know they have walk-off fee right near Lipteco, right? Down the hole there. They used to have, we used to go there and play, and people stand by and witness what we do, and they pay us money. I lived that thing for months.
Wow. My man, Ima Julius Malema voice, I withdraw.
For me, I will let the callers then call and tell you about my record.
Yeah,
I withdraw Ima Julius Malema voice. I withdraw.
Sekou, let's go. They say what a big news in the town today.
Yeah, so at least we need to talk about this CDC, convention a little bit, then we go. But did you see the listing of those elected during the convention last night?
Well, but we need to find out.
Maybe you can read the news for us. What, they had a convention last night?
Yeah,
midnight secret team. But you know CDC news, you know CDC news before you can't say that you don't know, you don't want to ask. No, I asked you if you know CDC news now.
But let's get yesterday. I mean, Sunday was the arrival. So when they had a time, usually what I know about convention, the first day maybe they will do clean house, look at the constitution, do some amendments. They take the whole day, which was the 21st. And the second day, the last day is usually, the election and everybody go home. So how can the managers, they just keep in time as they came or
no, listen. And post the newspaper. So the guys had it in the newspaper. I want to post the newspaper so you can. No, but did I end this story about Tim Weir though? But anyway, it is something we need to go.
Congratulations to him.
Yes, we gotta go. We got a lot of things on our plate. The thing here is they posted. I mean, they did a publication. I think I was able to get one of the newspapers. I'm told they did.
But Sekou, why you want to go to the newspaper instead of putting our list right in the center of the screen?
I want you people to see something on the newspaper.
Oh, okay.
And the conference or maybe the information should have been done maybe 1, 2, 3 days or a week in terms of publication before the mean day, right?
Brother, they posted the thing, the same day that the same day delegate arrived, that the same day they had the convention. You hear that story?
Okay. So let's post the names of the people that got elected, so that for those of you watching, you will get to see it.
Now the people, the Congress for Democratic Change partisans, they are calling it Lofa Congress for Democratic Change. Vendetta knows the two most senior people in the organizational structure of a political party. I studied political science. It's the chairman and the secretary general. Then chairman. I will let you put a list up for that. You were talking about.
Let's put a list up.
Then they will get fast with me, so let it be so.
Let's put a list up first, please.
Let's put the honorable list. Oh, let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Who honorable is?
Let's put
And
the
then you
list.
always picking fire with me, oh.
Let's put a list up. Yeah, but the thing, yeah, there's something I want to say about this thing, but let's put a list up first. The listing. My man.
The chairman, Molba Bolu, Lofa. Samara P.Z. Wolokoli, vice chairman, Lofa. Thomas Fala, vice chairman, operation, Lofa. Janga Kou Bani, vice chair for legal and government affairs, Lofa.
But well, listen.
National Secretary General.
Listen, Falcon, lot torso and torso. I know Fendela will come in. Lot torso and torso.
Torso.
The thing here, they say the way you train a child and how they will kind of represent you also.
They make me talk about the Southeastern Company.
No, but let's be honest now.
Yeah, they don't carry to the Southeast.
The whole government, yeah, eh? See how the thing looking now. You yourself, let's be honest. So you get a whole Southeastern in the government, right? Where you see the lofa border air too. So the lofa border too, that time for them to control things. But the only thing here is they are being put to test to make the change or deliver what the Southeastern they've not been able to deliver, because honestly, even some major positions within the government is clear. Most of them are being occupied by Southeasterners.
Almost all of the major positions.
So, someone too, you want to say, oh, that Southeastern government, yeah?
So, I have. Well, go ahead, Sekou. No, I think
you want to. Yeah, go ahead.
I think I'm disappointed. No, Sekou, you are muted.
I'm not muted. You live. Go ahead. We listen to you.
I'm disappointed. Disappointed because I see a contradiction on the part of this president. As I look at the list of those elected, the president was at the UN General Assembly. I boasted that he is a feminist in chief. You have the list of 21 officials elected, only 2 females. Pisota, Vice Chair for Political Affairs, and Mamasi Kaba, Assistant Secretary General for Press and Propaganda. You have a population of over 4 million people in Liberia, assuming that the CDC has a membership base of 20,000. I am constrained to ask why the feminist in chief did not use his position to allow women to be absorbed into the leadership structure of the CDC. 2 is unacceptable. Another concern I have is, let's say the president was elected. Absentee ballot? Because I see President George Weah standard bearer. First time in the history of our country that the president is not here, he can be elected in abstention. Is that a constitutional provision?
We also need to know what is said in the CDC Constitution, what it says about such.
That somebody can be elected in abstention? Because there are norms, rules, and regulations within the CDC. There is a time to debate. There is a time to canvass. What are these procedures were followed? I don't know.
Okay, so we'll take more time. Let's move. Falcon, you want to say something? We're already into the time.
Yeah, Vendela raised a very important point with respect to gender equality within the party. But I will hasten as a person looking from outside of the CDC to let him know. If he didn't see the list yesterday, maybe you can tell him, Sekou, how much they were charging. Even a chaplain are supposed to pray in the party to register for this convention to apply. The application fee was $1,000 US. The men for the pray. Clearly, you can see the people that had the positions before only shifted themselves around and continued. Because in my view, yesterday there was a guy who called on the show and Sekou will be my witness. And he said they were preparing to go to court. Because the election law says you should inform everybody 14 days before the holding of a convention. And here we are today. These guys hurriedly arranged this thing, took the convention midnight last night. And we only saw the list this morning. But it speaks of a much bigger problem. A convention was supposed to be during the day at the party headquarters, right, Sekou? Music playing, delegates all arrive. Why you think they did it in the night?
No, but let's get this. Convention, it depends. It depends in another way too. You can do. I think the voting process of the convention can be done in the night. It's not something wrong. I don't think so.
No, we're not saying it's wrong. But you and I can agree. No. The announcement, the announcement was made on the 20th. You want us to put that thing back up?
No,
the
I'm not.
Delegates arrived on the 20th. Then on the 21st, in the middle of the night, convention finished. Nothing other, like Vandala said, laws, guidelines, recommendations, doing the Constitution, amendments, nothing. Now, you and I know, we saw the paper. So, in the night, your whole thing, what happened during the day?
Okay, so
one juke-up room, Vandala, they went and put camera on their set.
What we need to do,
eating more than 100.
What we need to do, we need to try to find out we need to try to find out the voting roll. How many persons voted? What are the records to show people voted? Or if it's just something that maybe
you are right. You are right. You asking for beatings, eh?
But Sekou, we have to be clear here. If the ruling party would choose to tread this path, it undermines the tenets of democratic values and principles. The ruling party must set standard to hold others accountable should they make mistakes in the future. As it stands, yesterday, we outlined, we assume that this process will have disenfranchised the rights of potential seditionists who have the ability to compete against the current leadership. But perhaps the lateness of this announcement will not allow them to make their way to Monrovia. I saw a press release. Some seditionists are arguing.
Now, cutting you, there were two counties that did not show up, Maryland and River G, and I'm challenging them to dispute that.
And yesterday, I did mention about the Southeast. I said it will be very impossible for people to travel from the Southeast, especially with this short notice, to participate in a democratic process that reflects the will of the people. I say they will not make it. But the increment in the registration fee of individual wanting to contest, you can clearly see that the list is dominated by current officials of government. There's no ordinary person. So far from the list I have seen, I did not see anyone that is not in the ranks and file of the CDC, specifically in government, that their names are not here. From what I have seen, 90% of the names are people who have appointed government positions or they are somehow strategically stratified within the government. But, well, perhaps they will come out and tell us what level of secrecy in holding such a convention speaks of the CDC momentum. This is first of its kind that the CDC that we know is having a convention. At the time they were in opposition, they had rhythm. Now that they are in power, I would have expected that this thing will have bloomed and go across the 15 political subdivisions of our country to inform the people that the CDC is gearing up. Are they sensing failures? Are they smelling something? Especially when the president is elected in absentia. What does the CDC constitution say about that? Well, maybe we can investigate further, but I'm concerned why President Weah was elected in absentia.
We're gonna investigate more. Someone's just sent me a message from Bummy, and I think it makes a lot of sense. They said, okay, so the guy said, "Good evening, Sekou. Kindly do us listening via radio justice by reading the names on the list." You know, so I think Falcon did it, but let me also do it again so that for those of the people listening, you know, they don't have the time to also see. So we have in total 21 names here. Those of the people that got elected on yesterday. It says a list of elected National Executive Committee members, November 21, 2022. You have Ambassador George Manawia, Stand-up bearer. 2. You got Molba K. Molu, National Chairman. 3. Gabla V. Williams, Vice Chair for Administration. 4. You got Wilhelmina Piso Sedita, Vice Chair for Political Affairs. You have Samora Pize Wolokoli, Vice Chair for Finance and Investment. 6. You got Thomas P. Fala, Vice Chair for Operations. You got 7. Janga Eko, Vice Chair for Legal and Governmental Affairs. You got Lewis A. Wright, Vice Chair for Planning and Program. You have Johnson Gakolo,
Johnson
Guekolo, Chair for International Affairs. You have Sidiki Fofana, Vice Chair for Gender Affairs. You have Musa Konen, Vice Chair, Member, Mobilization and Recruitment. You have Abu Kamara. I think the Abu Kamara, the lawmaker from district. I know.
No, they say Abu Kili.
But Akamara, my man.
Oh, no, they make that all name is Abu Kili.
But at the representative, yeah. Then it said Vice
Abu Kili.
Yeah, he's the Vice Chair, Inter-Party Affairs. You got Horatius A. Richards, VC Human Resource Development. You have 14, Jefferson T. Koji, National Secretary General. You got Roland K. Mensko, Deputy Secretary General for Administration. Number 16, you got Anderson S. Chie, Deputy Secretary General for Press and Public Relations. Then you got 17, Randall M. Dobayu, Deputy Secretary General for Research and Records. You have 18, John Ubuti. John Ubuti, this man, I've heard about this man. This man is not working in government, but he has almost all the big contracts from the government. I have a document, and I think I will share with you guys from the Ministry of Transport, where they violated the laws just to give John Ubuti contract. You got 19, Festa RB Logan Champlain. You got 20, Mamensi Kaba, Assistant Secretary General for Press and Propaganda. Then you got 21, C. Mark Doyen. So let's say something here, right? Like Falcon said, all the names on this list, are all active government officials. No one on this list that you will say is from
that
Let me
that
tell
bamboo
you.
that bamboo division, that bamboo election.
Let me tell you something that you guys. First thing, you have Louis Wright. Not Louis Wright. Sidiki Fofana.
Yeah, Sidiki that used to be with CBL. For what reason he got, it's not dismissed, but he was removed.
What's the position there?
Let me see.
Chair for Gender Affairs.
Yeah, Gender Affairs.
You got a general, the gender minister. We know nothing about politics. Instead of making her vice chair for Gender Affairs, since you're the ruling party, in fact, they are misplaced at number one. Number two, many of the names here, I didn't see them at the convention. How I know? They Abu Kamal, all the people are not there. But let's see. You see the guy they call Mensko? They even misspell his name. Mensko is MENDSCOLE. But they call Mensko. He must know himself or not there. They join all of them, they just put a name Juke Isa. But yeah, it's the big breaking news. How you are supposed to petition a person. You want to petition the mayor on the 20th, according to you. But if you finish electing the mayor Senate bearer, then why you going to petition him for that? Jelly, he the Senate bearer. There's no point in trying to petition him. You already elected him Senate bearer. But you know the reason why they're going to petition him? It's because this was the Congress for Democratic Change Convention. The NPP had their The LPTP got yet to hold their But the LPTP and the MPP have not re-signed. So that's the place people of Vendela. They are watching with cat eyes. Because to petition him under the banner of the Coalition for Democratic Change, it means the three-party holding. And that's where we come from, and that's what we will see. Because the two parties have not signed. You and I got document in our position that says the coalition does not exist
any longer since the November 2.
That's it. So we are watching. But this,
okay,
in my opinion, is a political blunder. And the reason why I say so, when Ellen Johnson Sirleaf Unity Party elected Vani Sherman as the chairman of the party, and then Famule as Secretary General, Ellen said, no, Famule, you got to resign. The two most powerful people in the party cannot come from Cape Mount.
Hey, no, let me just come in. Let me
go ahead.
You are me?
Go ahead,
let me just come in quickly, right? I think it has become a reversal. With respect to, this is what people call the karma, right? I remember when Mr. Famule represented the Famule, who is now absorbed in the CDC, when that decision was taken, when Vani Sherman threatened that if Famule does not relinquish his position, he will step aside, the very CDC was very robust. They accused the UP-led government being nepotistic, that this man won the election, and now they were about to take the position from him. Today, it has become the same thing.
Yeah.
I think it is time that the CDC begins to reflect on some of the criticisms they carry on in the past. Let them begin to reimagine and reposition themselves. I think they were better off when they were in opposition. I would have expected them to be more organized, robust, and determined to maintain power with strength, ideas, and strategy. What you condemned yesterday has caught up with you. You elected an executive committee that is already in government. Already, the masses are afraid that those who are in government, they have betrayed the trust and confidence.
Okay, gentlemen, let's move ahead. This thing should not take all of our time. It is time now. We need to move on. We would take more time like we did on yesterday to tomorrow on this entire CDC convention. It's just something we thought to pass, do a housekeeping about. We don't want to take all of our time. 20 minutes now past 7 o'clock, and you have the people just waiting to call. Let us go by what we decided to do, please. Now, so what we're gonna do, maybe we're gonna provide 1 or 2 minutes, analysis on this issue concerning people that are working in government, various government ministries and agencies, and they've been underpaid. They've been underpaid by the government. Like yesterday, we said it is totally wrong for anyone to do any job for the government and be paid below $100. That is totally wrong. Even the very decent work act that is being passed, and it is a law that protects, that says that the minimum wage that you need to pay for unskilled worker, it is not even $100. So then why should a government official or government worker being paid below $100? So what we're going to do today, like we started yesterday, we're going to open the lines. I and my colleagues will open the lines for you Liberians. It is something we're going to do every day. We're going to open the lines, and so you will call. Because of job protection, we don't want you to call your name, because we don't want you to be dismissed, because we will not be able to give you a job. We want to be honest. Call your name. Don't call your name. Just call us where you're calling from and give us the name of the government institution in which you are working with and how much you are earning on a monthly basis, so that we can hear it out. Let the world know. Let Liberians hear out how much you people are earning. It also helps you because most of the people think that once you are working in government, you're being paid well. And so you see, most of the people want to go to government job. But unless it is something different that is happening, people are being underpaid. People are making, like yesterday, you listened to someone saying they're making $45. A professional person working at the Ministry of Health. And somebody said they're making something around $45. So maybe Falcon, you can come in for a meeting, or Fendela, then we can go to the lines and listen to Liberians when they pull in their calls and tell us how much they are earning on a monthly basis from that different, ministries and agencies.
Well, let me say this. This is disturbing. The entire country will be shocked today, because as a government, 12 came over to the ministry. We made the pronouncement that nobody working in government will make less than $100 US. I don't want to talk much, but you know what the Decent Work Act says. Decent Work Law. It says you either pay the person 64 cents or $5 a day. You cannot be setting standards in the country for other people to follow when you yourself not willing to follow it. And so, honestly, I'm ashamed. And I don't want to waste time. I don't want any one of us to waste time. That's why I wouldn't even take a minute, because I want to hear from the people in the country. Let them call and tell you how much they're making. You will be shocked. This was not the reason why we came to power. We said 500 plus million was too much because a lot of it was government wages. Okay, fine. We cut the people money in half. People were making 200, started making 100. But we didn't stop there. The 500 million for which we cut the people money so we can have enough to take care of government projects, we raised taxes on the people and then raised our budget to 800 million. That's why some of us shouldn't be even living today. That's why some people wanted to take away our lives. Let me say that. Because for me, you say 500 and maybe 25 million. You say most of the money that government salary. You cut the people money. So half of that money remain the 525 million. So it should have been enough money now for you to do what you wanted to do. But you didn't stop there. You cut that money, then you raise taxes on the head, and then left from 500 to 800 million without increasing their pay. You are increasing the budget, but you're not increasing their pay. Then the later $50 you have to pay them. 3 months now, some they ain't get it. Go to NOCAL, 8 months they have not gotten paid. You know what it means to have a soldier holy gun and you pay him for 3 months, 2 months? You know what it means to have ERU, PSU, policemen and holy gun, doing your work every day, but you can't pay them? You know what it means to be working as a nurse, but the less $75 you so get, you can't get it? This is heartless, man. And these people will speak to it. Vendela.
Okay. Let's go to
Vendela. I think from the perspective of human rights, I think it's a violation of human dignity. It creates a condition for immorality, because if people work, they can't get money, they become beggars. It disrupts people of the values, the qualification they once had, for people to look down on them. It does not make sense for you to work for a government that regulates the many other agencies or people in the private sector to obey certain laws, but you cannot do your own in-house cleaning. I share the pains of those individuals who are only going to work. Forget about what they technically, I don't think they are working. They don't have money. If somebody is making $2,000 and $60 and they have a family of 2, technically, I can say maybe they can consume, if they are not eating breakfast, they can consume maybe $15 a day. So 15 times 30, you're talking about $450 US times $150, $67,500. This is the money they don't even have. So it means they are not working, they are in prison. If you have a family of 5 and you can only survive on $15 a day, which is the minimum, that is no breakfast, no lunch. I'm not even including transportation, monthly transportation. Let's assume that monthly transportation, you have to go to work and come, your daughter has to go to school, your husband is supposed to go to school.
I'm not cutting you off. I'm not cutting you off. When we did the visitation at the Ministry of Health, we were told by the workers that they've been asked to pay money to ride the government bus.
Jesus.
We have that clip. We will need to get it on the television. The guy said that to us The workers said that to us before the camera. They said that, in fact, they show us the buses. If you don't pay, you cannot ride that bus to take you home and bring you to work. We have it. They said it to us.
That's in regards to the low pay they get it.
Yes. Even though some of them making 45, 50, 75, but they've been compelled to pay on the government buses they use to bring them to work and take them back home.
I'm just getting from an EPS agent that they didn't get paid last month, and month before the last month, and now they still have not gotten paid. I don't want to talk about the Senate because I listened to them today. For them, part is sending for him, and a lawyer they playing the guy that Vendela friend because they playing the guy for him. I think is to charge him for contempt and put him in jail.
Yeah, they said.
So, gentlemen, let me just give you. For me, I'm not an economist, but let me just give you a very simple statistic. Assuming you have a family of 3, the man and the woman, you get one, maybe 2 kids. They put it that way. Monthly transportation, which is minimum $30 for you and your wife. You got to go hustle. The woman got to go hustle. Put all your transportation together per month is $30. Then your 2 kids transportation, go to school, come from school, is $20. Recess.
You mean $20 US?
$20 US. I'm talking about the whole month, which is very minimum.
Oh, okay.
Whole month. Recess for your 2 kids. Whole month, $20. Soap, because you got to wash your clothes. Clothes get dirty, you got to wash pie and this and that. $20. Health, got to buy tablet here and there. So when you put everything together, it's $150 US. That one is not part of the food. They go to the food business. Every day you eat $15. It means no breakfast, no lunch. You only eat 1 time a day, you sleep. 15 times 30. In fact, let me make it 25 because on day you will not eat food. Let me make it 25 times 25. 15 times 25, you are talking about $375. 150 plus 150, the other thing there. So you're talking about $525. Imagine somebody is supposed to be spending this money, but they are making $250. So where they are getting the extra money, that only God can do that for them. So technically, what we are saying, the people are not even working because they are spending more than what they are earning. So it is safe to say that it does not make sense for people to go to work when their salaries cannot even address their living conditions. So it's sad. I feel for those people. I think it's about time our people or the government begins to really rethink. You can't be going to election and people are crying. The government we all criticized yesterday. Prior to election, things were okay. They were getting their name to flee. I need to go somewhere and afford to buy beer and doing something. I need for them to be stimulated. But you can't carry these people to election when they are hungry and you carry campaign message to them.
But are people not going to clubs? Listen, that about the club issue, I don't want you to talk about it. And
but you know how they're getting the money?
They feel it different. Because
No, it's not different. No. For the club issue, I'm not saying about anything. Even this gone weekend, I was saying it to a colleague of mine. He's a media guy too. So when we were driving and we saw the number of person to our entertainment area in the community, and I said the same thing. I said the people will complain that things are difficult in Liberia, but you see how people have converged.
They're there, but someone is going to go hustle.
But no, Seku.
Let's go to
Seku. In a country,
in my house, when I know Seku can always go there in the evening to tell you
we should not be concerned about what are the. We should be worried that the people who are now working I not even include house rent. Oh, sorry, I did not even include house rent in this particular budget. I didn't even include house rent. But people who go to clubs and enjoy, you know, these are social progressives. You know, these are social progressive. There are norms. Some people go there with some kind of $5, they buy one bottle of beer, they sit down and be waiting. As soon you appear, they start, oh yeah, veteran, as if you've been on the war front before or you've been in Iraq.
My brother is strong.
Yeah. So now, this is the foundation for hypocrisy, sycophancy, because some people just make decisions. You buy 2-3 bottles of beer for them, you can easily convince them. So the few guys who have the money, maybe they gave the chamo some kind of $1,000, the chamo will go release it and gradually it spill down. And everybody, you know, if you can't get from the where, you can get it from the pocket.
Let's go to the lines. Let's
go to the line today. And
let's
I hope
listen
we get
to
people
those.
Enough time will not be running.
That's the reason why we started it on the very first segment of the show, right? So we're going to the lines now to listen to you Liberians. We have the WhatsApp line. The WhatsApp line for those of you out of Liberia and you want to call in. But I think this is mostly for those of the people working in government. So most of you will be in Liberia.
No, but how sure are you that some people who work there, they can't get there and suppose they ran away, they went to the US?
Thank you. Maybe some of the embassies, right? Some other areas too. Okay, so 0770-907-907 is the WhatsApp line.
Don't call your name.
You can also call that number on WhatsApp, and you also call it on the local line. But the WhatsApp line is 0770-907-907, 0770-907-907. Then we come back to Liberia on the two local lines, 0770-907-907 as well. You can call that on the local line too as well, or 0886-907-907, 0880-907-907, 0880-907-907. Please don't call your names. Don't call your names. Just call where you're calling from and the ministry in which you are working with and how much you earn at the end of the month.
Or agency or public corporation.
Yeah, any of the areas. Hello? Okay, let me take this person. Hello?
Hello?
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Sekou. How are you?
I'm okay. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
My name is Siafa Kuruban.
Hey, Siafa, you call your name again?
Yeah, I call my name for fear and favor. My name is Siafa Kuruban. As Ministry of Health as a driver.
The Ministry of Health as driver?
Yes. To be precise, I keep be honest. I'm a family of 6 dependents. My salary is $45 US.
They meant joking.
Wait. You said what?
My name is Siafa Kuruban. I work at the Ministry of Health, to be precise, keep be honest. I work as a driver. And I'm a family of 6. I make $45 US.
Jesus.
$1,500 Liberian dollars. That is my salary.
Vendala yeah.
And since the government this, I've been very mean to my family because I can get $45 Sekou for God sake, and then it can't even go with the month.
Okay, brother. Thank you. Let's take another person. Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes. Good evening.
Have a good evening.
Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Okay. Oh, the issue for me, my own issue, I have to talk on the issue how to do with the sensor to be frank.
My man, we're talking about salary. You say sensor.
Go to the next person.
Yeah, but it's about the work too.
Okay. Oh, yeah, about the work, eh? All right. Hello. Okay, let me take this person. Hello. Okay, the WhatsApp. Let me take the WhatsApp call. Hello. Let me take this person.
Hello.
Yes. Good evening.
How you doing?
Go ahead.
Hello.
Go ahead. You live. You live on the radio, my brother. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Concerning the issue. Now you spoke of people at the entertainment center.
Hey, my man. Now, go to government. Where you working?
Hello.
Where do you work?
I'm not working.
Okay, but then we're talking about government officials. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good evening. Yeah, you're coming in too noisy, my brother.
Yeah, really honest, sir. I work for the Ministry of Information.
Mm-hmm.
As a security.
As a what?
I make security.
Mm-hmm.
And I make 45 hours for 2011.
You said what? 40 what?
45.
With what?
2011.
2000 Liberty.
When we're talking that thing, the people can think we're joking.
Okay, we take another person on the line. Hello. Good evening. Okay, let's come to this other line and take another person here. And please, for the safety of you, the callers, do not call your name. Just call.
Keep telling them.
Yeah, just call and tell us where you're calling from and which one of the ministries, agencies, or which one of the government institutions you are working with, and how much do you earn at the end of the month. That's all we need from you. We don't need you to call your name, because your safety is what we need to, take into consideration, by the way. Hello?
Yeah, how are you?
Yes, good evening, my sister.
Yeah, I work at Information Ministry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking $42 US with 1,005 liberty.
Jesus.
$42 US with 1,005 liberty.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. And I hope, my guys, you all take records of some of these things so we can know how much they had just in terms of what the people are earning. 0770 907 907 0770 907 907 0880 907 907 0880 907 907 are the two local lines, and also the WhatsApp as well. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Go ahead.
Yes, I work with an entity called CDI, Community Based Initiative. We work, we make $105 per month. We sell our scratch card.
With $5 scratch card?
$10 scratch card.
So you make $105 as salary.
Yeah.
Then you get $10 scratch cards.
Scratch card. Yeah, but we have worked 2 months on it before I refused to pay us. We invited the neighbor. Neighbor wanted to put
okay. Another person. Hello. Hello.
Hello, caller.
Good evening.
How you doing?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Ellis George.
We're listening to you, sir. Let's take another person. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, go ahead.
I work for Ministry of Health. I work with Monterado County Sting. I earn $45 with 1,500 LD.
71.
Man with 4 children, and my wife and I, we live 540 Peace Island.
You said, how much do you make at the end of the month? How much they can pay you?
$45 US with 1,500 LD. Community Health, Ministry of Health.
Okay, thank you. Let's take another. Let's take another person here. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
I work for MCSS.
You work for MCSS?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And the salary is $95, sometimes $80, sometimes $85. For October, I haven't got it. For October, I got 3,000 or 300 liberty. I'm here to see the US dollars.
October.
Jesus.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we go to the other line and take the other person. There you have
you saying that, Bobo?
I'm listening.
When we tell anything, you think we're joking?
Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Yes, I work with the Union Security, and I'm a son of people. I make $80 a month.
You work with what kind of security?
The unit security.
Is it a government security?
Private security.
No, we say government. Sorry, please. We say government institutions, government workers.
But
hello.
That said, we're violating his rights too.
No, let's do. But the government are violating. How would it?
We're stick with the
hello.
government.
Yeah, hello.
Yes.
Yeah, I work with Ministry of Health. And I make 45 1,500. But the issue I say is that Eugene Fagon making almost 2,000.
Hey, man, listen now. Listen. Hello, sir. Okay, you can listen. You need to listen to us. Okay, let's take another person. The thing is simple. Listen to us, then you will not control the show. Hello.
Somebody now fire pistol Eugene.
Hello.
Good
evening.
Yeah, thank you. I joined from this space, and I won't call my name.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm not a government worker, but my father is a government worker. My father worked to KHS, that is the Kinninja High School, and he earns that month at 15,000, which is equivalent to $100. But before you receive that money, my brother, you can walk with the whole in your flat.
Oh my.
All right.
Hello.
Okay. Yes, hello.
Yeah, man, the money that's usually for wrong way.
Okay, I know what they guys now offer. I know we will control it. Don't worry. Let's take another person. This is what I
Tell
can.
Eugene Fagon were in the country when they fire him. I was sitting away when they fired me on my safe bed. I ain't even come for my own suitcase, or clothes or anything in my heart.
And you make it till you come for your suitcase, yeah? Hello?
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 Yeah. Hello?
Go ahead, you live.
Yeah. I work with the Prince City Corporation. I live in Congo Town. I make $100 US, but they always quoting $10 US from there. They giving us $90 US. They say for flexibility peace. But we don't understand. Really, the money now up to now, they're owing all 3 months now. We are getting into the 3 months now. We have not received pay.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
So, Sekou, you see why I told you you agree with me? Eh?
Yeah, flexibility fees. Hello. Also in government, we need to get flexibility. Eh? Okay.
Flexibility fee. That means be flexible.
Yeah. Hello. Let's take another person. Hello. Okay, let's get another person on the line here. 0770-907-907, 0770-907-907, 0880-907-907 are the numbers to join us. Let's take more calls here. Take the call, my man. Hello. Okay, what's happening with the? Okay, let's take the calls, my man.
Maybe they go on to the cell phone company and say, "All right, that thing continue."
No.
Anymore.
No. Nobody can try. Hello.
Hello, Sheku. How are you, bro?
Good evening.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man, Sheku. You said we shouldn't call names, so
yes.
I won't call names. But I have several persons, family members, relatives working with information ministry, even the police, the immigration, other areas. Sheku, what's really happening here? No government institution or sector is functioning normally in this country. All the big noise these guys making, the running government.
Let's talk about the salaries thing. I beg you. Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, I work for Ministry of Health.
Ministry of Health.
I'm making the amount of $80 plus 1,500 liberty.
What kind of job do you do?
Security.
Okay.
Personnel, security, and also security stroke janitor.
Huh?
Yeah. Security stroke janitor.
Oh, you can do the security where you can go to the
Yeah.
Let's do it in simple English so the people that are listening will know they can go to the cleaning.
Yeah, they compare to do that. They compare to do the janitor job at the same time. Yeah, that situation.
This is abuse of human rights.
Wow. Okay, thank you. Hello.
Eugene Fagon, your voice greater more. Eugene Fagon.
Okay, thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, well, one of the MCs is indigenous.
Sekou, that main number pops up, so you're just block it so that.
No, I finished with it. Don't worry about that. You don't need to even say it. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, go ahead.
I say I work with one of the MCs is indigenous, and I receive 25,000 per month. Yo.
Okay, thank you. Another person. Hello.
Yeah, Sheku got off, man. I was talking with you. You want to say something and went off.
Yes. No. What I said.
Yeah.
what I said, we want the people that are working in government ministries and agencies to
Yes,
at least.
I do work too, but I also know others. So, and for me, between you and I, Sheku, I'm a BSc holder, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not in the dark war with these people. So my salary is below $200. It's like 150. And these guys, let me tell you what's going on, Sheku. There's evil. High evil in this country. These guys have put themselves in some demonic and satanic, what you call clique that they are in. You're not in our stuff. That means when you're in it, you know the point. It's a psychological problem. They buy your soul. They control you by your soul.
Okay, thank you. Let's go to. Thank you very much. I do appreciate. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Fine.
Go ahead. Go ahead, you live. You say hello. I said, you know, please don't call your name. Just call. Just hello.
Yeah, I went with the Ministry of Information Security. I received $45 and $211 per month.
Okay, thank you. Now, folks, so those of you just joining us, you're listening to the program Issues of Today on Voice of Liberia 104.1. We are your presenters, Sekou Sharif, Fendela Patricks, Eugene Facon. You're listening to callers, officials working in the Liberian government, calling to you how much they are earning on a monthly basis is what they are calling to us on the radio. If you're just joining us and you want to form part, you can call us on 0770 907 907 0770 907 907 0880 907 907 are the numbers. This person, hello.
Yeah, so Sheku, as I was saying, the situation is bad. What you guys doing is very honorable. But that Bureau situation is worst. It's worst. It will not be corrected. And if we allow this blindfolded leadership, we got.
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Hello.
Go ahead, you live.
Yeah, I work Moravia State Corporation. Moravia State Corporation. I work there 1 year now. I can't get paid.
Oh.
We're talking about people that are taking pay. You taking pay?
So how much they paying you?
No, I'm not taking pay, but I work there almost 1 year now. I can't get paid.
How you be working so you take pay? Hello? Hello? Okay, let me go to this other line. Hello?
Hello.
Yes?
Yeah, I live Groville. I work the Ministry of Health. Make 45 out of 15.
You said what? Oh, the person left the line. Okay, the person called their salary, right? He said, hey, they're earning something. Let me take more calls here. And today, like we said, we're gonna have more time to allow you to call and tell us how much you are earning on a monthly
why these
basis.
people paying these guys this kind of money, man? What's happening?
Because no one has control over these bosses in these various ministries. So they pay the people what they want to. It's a complete syndicate.
Hello. Good evening. Good evening. Okay, let's take another person. This other person on the line is not. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Yeah, as I live Groville, I work the Ministry of Health. Get 45 out of 1,005.
You make how much?
45.
35.
45. 45.
You where do you work?
Ministry of Health.
About a little Ministry of Health by all that is that 45?
Ministry of Health, Ministry of Information, Ministry of Labor.
Thank you. Hello.
Good evening, Sekou.
Good evening.
Good evening to your two panelists. I'm Emmanuel M. Tokpak Jr. Sekou, I call you from a resident in the community.
Which ministry or agency you work with?
Sekou, I'm a private professional teacher. I don't work with the government. But here's what I want to say. You know, Sekou, as we are gearing to the election, we understand so many tactics. The last time the civil service, agent chief was on radio, verified some of these claims, and they told people to make like claim knowing to the civil service agency. But up to now, we don't know what is happening. But then I believe as we are getting the police policing, people are being paid to call on radio and say
My
they're
man,
paid $40.
listen to me.
No,
Listen to me. Hello.
let me answer.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes,
Listen,
Sekou.
my man, listen. Let me tell you something. Sometimes you need to be honest to yourself. Why you think somebody want to call and say they make $45? Who program the people?
But let me say something to that caller.
Be honest now.
Sekou,
Yes, go ahead.
Since people listening on the radio, if it does
Go
not
ahead.
know Ministry of Information, people had a demonstration that Dell, the finance minister sent Dell there, and they verified that people were actually making 45. He need to go PP and go to bay. Because the government have already verified that it's happening. And the government have decided that they will correct it. But this is Ministry of Information. This is not Health Ministry. This is not the other ministries. So he need to go PP and go to bed. Why he can't follow the news?
Okay, thank you. Let's take another person here. Hello.
No, Fakon, the man has the right. The man has the right to express his
No,
views.
he expressed himself. But
No, Fakon, let's give him. Let's.
And try to insult citizens by saying that they are lying, that they are being paid. Okay? You don't do that to the citizens.
Fakon, we need to. The person is not on.
For me, I respect people.
Let's
but,
take.
Hey, the people came, they said it. Sekou is saying to him, why you think all these people will call to lie? He said people are programmed to come. No. Because, Vendala, hold on. This thing happened in public glare. Sekou followed it. The demonstration took place at the Ministry of Information. Right, Sekou?
Okay, let's take more calls. Yeah, so the people demonstrated. Hello. They demonstrated that was truth. Yes, go ahead.
Then you can't say the people lie.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to speak to Fakon already.
Where you calling from?
I'm calling.
You Canada. So which one of the ministries you working with?
Speak to you. How do I get to Fakon?
Which one of the ministries you working with?
I'm not going to get Minister.
Okay, sorry, sir. We're not talking to people here. We're talking about the issue. Hello.
Yes, how are you?
Go ahead.
Hello, Sekou?
Go ahead.
My friend, want to be
we know that these days you are very angry. You are saying all the wrong right now. But I think when people call, at least let's get people chance. Let us say what they have to say.
But you know what we're doing? Some people walk on different things.
Sekou, let me address that caller quickly. I said, hello.
Somebody guys are usually make it best. We are the one when you're the voice, everyone will call the platform to promote the platform, even when you're a freedom FM. So if you just back on get personal issue in so
no, my man, not you just fucking personal issue.
Sekou, let me speak to this caller.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, is he still on the line? Is he still on the line?
No, he left. Just talk. He will hear you.
Yeah. So, my brother, you just left the line. You know, sometimes you have to follow protocol. We made it very clear only people who are working in public institutions, people who are working in government, call and tell us how much you are making. Don't call your name. Maybe the people will come after you. If we open the line for you to discuss other issues, then you can talk about that. It's almost like when you go into the embassy to go for a visa interview, they say, do not wear hat. You go there, you wear hat. And you say, because I'm supposed to wear hat. Exactly that's what you guys are doing here. We say we only want people who are working in government to speak so that we can hear them.
Exactly.
They will be able to amplify their voices to ask the government to pay these people because they are indebted to them and the salary is low. If you're not working in government, don't call. Just follow the show. Simple.
Then you call them, you say the people lying, the people program, then you're not doing fair. So
how will we program all the people?
But I was upset. The people calling, talking a serious matter. You who not working with government, that you can call now, you start putting the people then down. Bossman, sorry, but I say I fight for the people that I can do. I want to fire myself for.
Okay, thank you. Let me take calls. This person, hello.
Yeah, I'm a Matari. I want to speak to my pro Eugene Fakon.
Go to the issue. Don't speak to Eugene.
No.
Oh, you working there? Then you don't. We just make this clarification. If you are not working with a government ministry agencies or you're not working with a government, what you need to do for us, just don't call. When you call, it means that you want to participate to tell us how much you are earning, and don't call your name. Don't call to be talking to Eugene or be talking to whosoever. It is not. Eugene is no longer working in government. And it's not crime that he committed to work in government. He's out of government. Anything Eugene says here, nobody will dismiss him or nobody will do anything to him. So that is it.
Why are they being Eugene like that?
No, most of them are my fans.
Because the men were in government and the men were there defending these things too.
Most of the people are my fans, my supporters. They at an appropriate time, I will let you give them the number they can call.
Okay, so 070.
By next week, let me tell the people. By next week, I will get Sekou personal number. Y'all can call it and talk to me.
Okay,
my people.
0770-907-907 0770 907 907 0880 907 907 0880 907 907 0770 907 907. Please, we beg you, if you call, if you call, just call your area you calling from. Don't call your name. Yeah, and then go straight. Hello. Yes. Good evening.
Yeah, well, we're monitoring the show. I beg anybody call the person that was going to call me. They want to turn it outside. It's something I'm not calling off. We monitor the show. This thing you're discussing. It's a serious thing that affects our country. I'm still interested in it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Let's take another person on the line here. And that's just what we're going to do. It's not that we want to be very harsh on our colors, but if you are not following, we'll let you go. Hello.
Yeah, hello, you Sego.
Good evening.
Yeah, how are you? Minister of Public Works.
Minister of Public
Works. When you just go to Minister of Public Works, what is more than that? People making that $5 and $50.
Talk about your own. How much are you earning? Okay, let me take another person here. Hello. Good evening.
Serious.
Good evening. Let's hear you. Let's take another person. Hello. Mommy, we'll not be telling you to move from your monitor always, though. You just need to move from the monitor so we'll get you, so other people listening to you too will not have the disturbance of what you're doing. You know, let's take this person. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Yeah, I work with Ministry of Health as a nurse, and I'm making like $50 with 15 LD.
You say you work to? You work to which one of the ministries?
Ministry of Health.
How much you make at the end of the month?
I earning like $80 US with 15 LD.
$80 US with
as a nurse. As a nurse.
As a nurse, professional person. Hello.
Hello, Segu.
Yes.
Yeah. At Public Works, at first I was receiving 15,000 with 300 US, but now I just received 3,000 on my message.
3,000 LD.
3,000 LD with $125 US. I just received October pay, Labor Day, not a US year. Just now.
Wow.
Just coming for October. Can you imagine people?
They show on us, so they wanted to pay the LD.
People want to rent. Yeah.
You working to Ministry of Public Works?
What?
You working with Ministry of Public Works, right?
Security.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, I work with health too. I just received a message for the LD, $3,100 Liberian dollars. I now received the 80% here.
The 80%, the USD, how much?
The USD so now it can be 75, 80, but not above that.
Who you
They
get?
go there where for the people. They pay the people now. They start paying
Yeah.
the post straight.
Hello.
They where?
Hello. Yeah. So you see on the radio, you're listening to some of the people calling. They said they're receiving their
The
messages
text
now.
don't start coming. Ain't you see it? Vendela.
At 7 o'clock they can start paying now. 8 o'clock.
7 o'clock in the net. Text start coming now.
Hello.
Oh, so is it test coming?
Oh yeah.
Text
You
coming
must
to
listen
the
to
poor
the
pay
people.
now. The poor taking pay now.
Hello.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, my man, on the
They test messages coming now. They made it thinking that
they're
they're
rolling. All the
LT.
people confirming. I just got a test. I just got a
They
test.
got to pay taxes, oh.
You see it?
They will take all the taxes and everything from
The
there.
whole week, me and Sekou, that 10 minutes, I will be on the team.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Okay, let me thank you for this topic of discussion. And let me say a pleasant good evening to Mr. former Minister of Gabon.
Mm-hmm.
And I work directly with the Ministry of Health.
Go ahead.
I earned 50 United States dollars with $2,000 Liberian dollars. And which of course it is unpaid for me because the matter of fact, that money cannot sustain my children and that of it's wrong. The government is not doing nothing. No, nothing for that citizen.
Okay, thank you. We go take more calls. 0770-907-907, 0880-907-907 are the two numbers to join us on the program. We're listening to you tonight. Hello.
Yeah.
Good evening.
MOE.
MOE.
Yeah. About my money.
But how much you been receiving?
And I received 2,400 and $70.
$70. All right, thank you. We take another person. Hello.
I told you.
Yes.
Oh, I'm monitoring your program. Thank you.
Which ministry you working with?
Yeah, I'm coming before I disclose. I'll come in. First of all, I want you to ask the questions that how many you are making part to this government? How many you are? What are the harmonization process that will affect us? Or then you understand. That's why I'm going to do.
No,
I want to say we're not doing that because
we're not doing it your way.
Work Act.
We're not doing it your way, please.
The law said that what these people make. We want to know what they were making before.
What you are making
what
before?
What the law said they should make and what they should make. Secondly, this government said nobody will make below $100. And then so Sekou?
Yes.
So why are they making $45?
Well, the first thing I don't understand, Sekou, these people in the midst of poverty, disappointment, they are resilient to get in a taxi, buses, pay their own way, get to the ministries. You go outside, you eat baked chicken, drink liquor, come in the office. They're there tapping your letters. You use the restroom, they go and clean it.
Clean it.
Your car is dirty. Right in the ministry, they will wash the car. How do you feel when you're walking in the hallways of these people?
Oh, my brother.
What comes to your mind? The driver who is driving you from one point to another. You are communicating with your girlfriends. You are in a restaurant. You send him to go pick your girlfriend. He stays with you up to 7, 8 o'clock.
Yep.
You go into the restaurant to eat. He sits in the car. You eat. You come home. You leave the restaurant. You get in a vehicle. He's sitting. Your stomach is filled and he's hungry. But at the same time, he's driving you.
Fendela, let's take more calls. Let's listen to Liberians.
This is ridiculous.
Let's
wickedness. Now it's not even wicked.
Hello?
Yes, let's take more calls.
But my
Hello?
time will come. I will.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You know, I like for people to take on a big joke in the country. You see people not even riding bus, even go to work. There's no bus for people to go to work. and you see somebody else paying 20%. Take habit for him. What you think can leave behind for you to feed your family also? I want to, we are wish them. We are wish. We are wish. The Liberian people not something to be doing for honor.
Okay, let's take another person. You not call who's under the ministry or agency. Hello.
Yeah, Seku.
Go ahead.
Seku, my father leave from here Monday. He will not come until Friday evening. Can you imagine because of transportation?
Wow.
Go to work and sleep in the ministry. Yeah?
Oh.
Because of transportation. No car. To even get it. He will not come until Friday evening. He's not a security, he's a driver. Yeah? I don't know what happened. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Very disturbing.
Hey, my man. Hello. Yeah. Hello. Hello. Let's take another person on the line. This other caller. Let me see which one of the calls to take. It's just, listen to what this lady just explained. Her father, goes to work, he sleeps there, even to get a ma, nana small thing. Even to get a ma, nana small thing. Fendera, you listen to that?
Man, I'm disappointed, man.
I'm disturbed. Because the other guy who wanted to tell me, when I was in that ministry, nonsense like that couldn't happen. I started receiving calls about 6 months ago. You work with people, Vendela, before they can relate to you. Minister's only going on. Minister's only going on. So I said, but what going on? The post started explaining. They started explaining that since you left from here, even before you even left, some were getting there, but right now, in the whole place, $40. I say you're joking. The people had a late meeting that had to call me. They were on the phone.
But Seku, let me say something. I know you're taking some.
The ministers then cutting the people money on their own. Look at the MCC guy who say flexible fee. How can government say you give me this?
Flexibility.
Yeah, they take out 10 and he said a flexibility fee. Flexibility for what? Go ahead,
I want to say something. This thing is not just wickedness. I think it's a mental health problem. It does not make sense for a minister or director general of a ministry or agency of government to pay people during these difficult times $70 with $2,500 liberty. Under normal circumstances, I can eat that money just within 5 hours. I think this idea of dependency, when people are appointed in government, it is expected that they will be innovative and creative. Look at the people from Ministry of Health. Let's put this in context. There are international organizations and corporations willing to spend millions and millions of dollars. Assuming you have a tight budget, you have to invent strategies to look for resources outside of what the government is providing for you. But when you assign people in ministries and agencies who are not innovative and creative, they look at the national budget to survive on it. This is how the people suffer. I can't imagine that a driver who drives you around from one meeting to another, you go to a restaurant, you eat, your God is filled.
Sometimes they want to leave the place before he say
someone is on you. The driver is hungry. You don't have sense that that individual is underpaid. Liberian drivers who work for ministry and agencies of government, they don't go home soon. They only go home when the minister is ready to go home.
Yeah.
You violate their rights because they have to be with their family in order to continue other things. We're talking about the police. The police people will not talk to you. It is said that be careful with a policeman or an armed man who has a gun and he has a grudge. How do we expect police to risk their lives to arrest criminals? I am sure if they arrest a criminal and the criminal says, "Bro, look, they think you're like 5,000, and you're 2,000 here. Let me carry the other one." That policeman will allow to go. I think we are setting a bad precedent, and I'm happy our people are developing the courage to speak out on issues that affect them. This thing is no longer about activism. It's about the reality. These people are working for the government. What even baffles me, the money is already small, and you are delaying their salaries. Even if you were to give them that salary regularly, on a monthly basis, what they spend is more than what they are receiving. We don't call this a government. A government must respect the rights of its citizens, give them their deserved salary, and not a form of mental imprisonment. Our people are being exploited, and the government must take full responsibility to re-strategize, improve the lives of these people. These people have families. The failure by the government to pay these people on time and regularly, it sets the basis for immorality. If the father cannot get to the children in the home, the child will begin to develop into an adult when they are still young. And in the process, people will exploit them to the extent that their future will be damaged even before they realize that. We are talking about protecting the new generation. How can you protect the new generation when you are cutting the roots that's supposed to give strength to this generation? Because if your father is not working, you will become a beggar. And some of our young people are being bullied in school because they cannot afford. We have created a serious social problem. If the parents shift responsibilities to the kids to look for food for themselves, eventually they will be indoctrinated into violence, drugs, and sooner or later we'll begin to see the emergence of organized crime and extortion. The people we see on the streets today, this is one way the government contributes to sending more people on the street, sending them into drugs, because the family or the parents cannot afford. A man who was working before, making like $1,000, it has now been reduced to making $200, maybe $15,000 liberty. They cannot cater to the family. You demoralize such an individual and ferment the appalling condition to increase, so that many of these young people who have a brighter future will be wallowing in poverty, desperation, with no hope for a better future. I can't imagine that a government that is preparing to get a new mandate from the Liberian people would be so insensitive not to take care of the few ones that are doing a piece of job for you. How do you feel as a minister? How do you feel as a director general when you go to the ministry and agency in the morning and you see those faces? They are not smiling faces. They just pretend to be good because society demands that when you go to work, you are not supposed to cry. You're supposed to live in accordance with the standard of the ministry and agency. Have those ministers and director generals investigated beyond? You eat more than 4 times a day. You go for lunch. The driver drives you. He parks the car. You enter the restaurant, you eat. You drink liquor. You come in the car, your stomach is filled. And he drives you to the ministry. You don't have sense that that individual is your brother, is your father, is your friend. And put aside professionalism and develop a sense of humanity. I am disappointed. I am disappointed in this government that criticized the previous regime of being insensitive to the plights of Liberians. You roll on anti-corruption platform. You did not build roads, did not build hospitals, you did not build clinic. You did nothing. The only job you did was to advocate. Successfully, you got power. If citizens begin to regret of a regime that they once said in praising them, it means you are more than Satan. We speak these things not to rebuke anyone, but to remind you of your responsibility as a leader. A leader that is insensitive to the plight of their people. That leader will always be forgotten. We live in a society where there's no voice. Listen to that lady. The father leaves from Monday. They want to come home on Friday. Sleep in the ministry like an animal. I'm disappointed. Look at that driver for minister. He's being overused. He's a janitor and also a security. He's supposed to be making 2 salaries. Combine everything. If you are doing this to your own Liberians as a government, imagine what the companies and foreign businesses are doing to our people. The government will not have that moral rectitude to criticize private institutions, private companies for violating the rights of our people. This is unacceptable. This is not what Liberians signed for when they elected Begugbe. You came with good promises. Why are you not delivering? Let me go to the ministries. Director General, Mr. Minister, assuming your budget is tight, is there no other way you can look for money outside of what you are receiving from the government? A good leader will always set strategy, put strategies into place. There are external fundings. Look in the direction of the private sector. What proposal can you develop? The Ministry of Education. There are millions of dollars that are pumped into education around the world. Interestingly, they deal with public institutions. What are they doing at the ministry? Health. The Minister of Health can develop the 10 proposals annually for different projects and hire the services of experts. Apart from the budgetary allotment, you're going to generate more fundings to pay these people apart from the salary they are giving them. You can pay somebody $70 and you expect them to make sound decisions and to be committed. Mr. Fagon, this is what your government is doing.
I like the way you said it.
What might have been the cause that this government has forgotten? Are they realizing that they are going out so they don't give a head for us? Convention is held under secrecy. Nobody talking about that. Liberians, were they afraid that people would go and protest? Is that what they were thinking about? That if the publicize the convention, Liberians will gear up to criticize? Is that what they're talking about? Is this the kind of thing we're talking about? Why are we like this, brother?
Oh, well,
I am so worried about my country.
For me, Vendela, let me say this to you. Sekou just came back when you made your last statement. For me, when I hear people say you were in the government, why you didn't say something, I don't say things that did not happen. I speak to things that happen. That's why I went to jail. That's why I got suspended. And that's why I got dismissed. If something is happening now, I will talk about it. If your mind is in reverse and you operate like Volkswagen, where the engine in the back, when people can't talk, they say, why you not talk the thing? It didn't happen. What happened was what I had to speak to. And my records are clear. From going to jail, to being suspended, to being dismissed, even after my dismissal.
I don't want us going to all these, people always disagree.
No, I want to say something very clearly to my heart. You know what it means for a sitting president to come up and tell you that our National Development Plan, July 18 to June 2023, that's the statement. I will send you the link. Telling you about the proper agenda, what they're going to do, what they're going to do. But when they use you at a podium to tell Liberian people that nobody will make less than 100, that the harmonization took 7,000 from somebody to share among the other people so people can no longer make 45. That the 500 million plus for the budget, government wages were taking off. That's why they did the harmonization. That the president called his own pay, okay? His pay by half, first 25%, another 25%. So 7 times 10, that's 70,000. 84,000 a year. The president said he only won 42,000. But the president left on the trip recently. And guess what his daily padam was? 96,000. But here is the man sleeping in the ministry for $45 and can't get it.
So we've transitioned now, right?
No, you're introducing the next topic.
No, you can go ahead. I just wanted to know so that we can go ahead.
As a human being, forget about me being minister or citizen. What happened with the gentleman Sekou? You came, we said we want to put a talk. They poke you the toy, you wanted to shut them down. Then I shut you down, it is Sekou Sefeba. Because the people had a demonstration. The Ministry of Finance sent people there. They think you're talking at you. The people say, you're a pay stop there. Yeah. Look at it. The people say, oh no, you're not correct. We're taking it back to Finance Ministry and fix it. I spoke to the Finance Minister. I spoke to Dell. And they said they will fix it. You had other people calling from all the administrative. Yes, Sekou, yeah. Will they fix it too? Then you can't bring CDC team. You won't shut the people down when you cannot even shut your own party down. So again, this thing will lead to a bigger problem, maybe a national protest.
I hope the government see reason to address this issue, because it is not just that the people complaining. They're not
can I close on this note of what happened today? The whole Senate got angry today because the judiciary people wrote a letter to them. You know that they issue a writ for Samuel Tuer?
I know that.
Okay. The Senate is saying they must send for him. Military people in Tepe, police people in Tepe. Yeah, government employees. $45 is taken ticket.
And the minister said it was technical glitches.
Technical glitch.
Okay. He
but
said
he won't say looking for 1.7 million for glitches. Why you can't pay the people who not work for you first? If you can't pay the people who work for you first, that the one who said they will well, and then you will pay. Thank you.
We will talk about that latest thing tomorrow, and it's something very important, folks. Tomorrow, our discussion, you don't want to miss it. We're gonna be talking, before I can bring the new topic, we're gonna be, disclosing a leaked document where it is clear that Liberia as a country will not be successful for the compact. That's clear. We have the document. Tomorrow we'll come up with it, and also the latest investigative report. We'll look at that tomorrow. But let me like we have agreed on the issue about the University of Liberia. With the remaining time, let's just run over it so that you can. I thought there was an announcement made by the president. I don't know. Is it still something that happening, or this free tuition is no longer working? Because today I was able to have from some of the students that sent us their document. They said, Sekou, but I thought the president said we need to do free tuition. And the document is here. We'll post it on the social on our page. You can see the university instructing the students, telling them as of this time, in fact, they are to pay for even the past ones. So let me just read it shortly, folks. For those of you listening, it says Office of Enrollment Services, University of Liberia, Office of Academic Vice President / Register. Registration procedures for second semester 2021-2022. It says all students are to make full payment of tuition and fees for the past semesters. So it means all the semesters that they've been enrolled within the institution, they need to pay.
No, read that one again. Read over. Let me hear it.
They say all students are to make full payment of tuition and fees for the past, PAST, for the past semesters, where applicable before accessing the system.
I will be their lawyer. Past Sunday will not pay.
Listen. The system that UL has now, it works like this. They have for portal system where before you can log into that system, in this document, it's telling you you need to be either tuition free or whatsoever fees you need to pay before you can have access. And we also have proof of it. We're going to show on the television where one of the students that did not pay was trying to access that page, and that is it on the page there. He was denied. He could not have access in the system because he did not pay the tuition. Now, here's it. Let me read it again. It said, all students are to make full payment of tuition and fees for the past semesters where applicable before accessing the system. 1. Firstly, upon accessing the registration platform, students will only be allowed to select courses to be taken for the semester. Courses can always be added. So that means when you go to the registration platform, students will only be allowed to select courses to be taken for the semester. You'll only be allowed. You will not finalize the process. Secondly, generate bill and proceed to pay the percentage of fees as per your student category. You got undergraduate, you got graduate, and you got professional school student. Then lastly, plan section for the courses selected after full payment of the percentage. The important one on this document too, it says, note, all undergraduate students are to make 100% fees payment. Yes, so they did not say.
Oh, yeah.
But how much is the payment? Oh,
that per
It
percentage.
depends. It depends.
It depends on the number of courses you do now.
Courses you're gonna be carrying though.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So they say all undergraduate students are to make 100% fees payment of total intermarched bill or total bill to be paid before being allowed to plan session fee courses selected. So
which means when you select your 5 courses, you say I want 2 5, you got to pay, because they say for the billing now, if that $5 for one course and you took 5, that $25, you got to pay the whole $25 right there before you'll be allowed now to plan your session to say I'll go 8 o'clock or I'll go 9 o'clock. You will pay all for the courses.
So even from the start, they're telling you need to pay all. So meaning, if you've been in the university since the government announced the tuition-free issue, and you've been in a university, you did not pay tuition, you will pay for all that years you've been there to present. So is it that the free tuition, the university have not been receiving said amount? And the university, to let's be honest, this decision is being unfair to the students.
But you can wait for the student to accept it first,
No, but we on the radio.
Courses, government said they will pay for me. You're not going to government, you can't say you
And so
we'll see why you come on campus.
You should go to the government to tell the government to pay, but you cannot come to the student and tell the student that they should pay for the number of years, or in fact, they should pay for all the years. When you, the university, you sat there, you accepted. When the government made the pronouncement, you did not come up to say no. Or you did not tell the public that, oh, the government has not been able to pay tuition. So I'm just looking at it from this point, because at the end of the day, trust me, the students are the ones that are going to be, victimized in this entire thing. They're going to lose classes. There will be no school, all these kinds of things. We take things from the students instead of giving them something. Mind you, we continue to talk about our education system in this country. It is not that other countries are so better than we do. It is because of some of the mistakes we continue to make. So how do you expect? Look, I have the amount they're asking the students to pay. I need to call that amount. I have it here.
Someone said take note of where they say where applicable. Where will it not be applicable in my view?
Let me go to this place. They tell me take note of it, and what I mean now. Woman, listen. A freshman at UL last semester, they paid only $2,550 as registration fees last year. That what the freshman student they pay. So for now, the other ones that they did not pay, they will be asked to pay for all of that. If
So they were going to school. Were they going to school on CEPE?
But why is this CEPE? The government said they will pay tuition. There is a CEPE. The people are
those students should not pay a dime. I know the students will not allow this to happen. This is the same University of Liberia that were boasting that everything is fine. Why should they be asking the students now to pay tuition?
But the university professors are saying they're not going even near the campus until they get paid. They say I've not gotten paid for 3 months. Some of them 2 months. They say they're not even going there until they get paid. So why is stopping yourself up?
So, but the whole thing here, the government needs to come up and tell us, have they been paying? Because there was a time, I think in Lofa County, the community college there, the guys were complaining. Some other areas, and this is the thing I think we've done somehow, some way not right. Sometimes when things are wrong, we sit and allow it. When it gets to a point where we can no longer control it, we want to make it as if to say we are not the problems. The University of Liberia, the University of Liberia management, they know that, okay, the government has not been able to pay whatsoever. They should have engaged the government. Or if they've engaged the government and the government has not been able to pay, or they are not willing to pay, they should be able to let the public know or let the students know that, okay, you know what? The government has not been able to pay all the tuitions. We'll continue the engagements or arrangement with the government for the number of years or semesters you guys have attended the university for tuition free. But going forward now, you guys are to pay because the government is not living up to what she promised to do. But you can just come up uprightly without even letting the students, sometimes our leaders continue to do things just to satisfy themselves, not to satisfy the people they govern. And on this issue about what the university is doing, I don't even want to think, I don't want to care about if the government or maybe the government has not been able to pay the money, but I want to deal with the ministry, the University of Liberia, because they themselves have not done well for the students. They've not been able to let the students to understand if the government has paid the money or the government has refused to pay the money.
They are impressing the students on one hand that everything is okay while they are sweating behind closed door because the government is not meeting up, with its responsibility. And I think there's noise. We see serious noise coming. There's a parable that says, it is easy for someone to say, let's circumcise a snake. But who will be the first to hold it?
Snake again, they can circumcise snake?
That's why some people say, let's go circumcise a snake, but who will hold it?
Hey, you don't see snake, Peko?
That's what we're telling you. That's what they are doing now. But Seku, on the issue of education.
Snake Peko.
No, Seku, you see, brother, I don't think we have educational infrastructure.
True.
We don't have it. It's like when people visit where you learn, they can determine whether you get water in your head or not. The environment alone can tell. I saw pictorial evidence of people sitting in a class and the water is leaking right in the classroom. Even if we decide to develop this country, for me, I have always stood on the side of sectorial development. Look, Seku, a serious money government that intends to respond to the needs of its people. If you say University of Liberia, state-run university, we will clean the mess, we'll take out the ghost for 2 years. We will dedicate our energies to rebuilding the University of Liberia and make it one of the best in Africa and, if possible, around the world. You can achieve. It is possible. One strategy that I have, I don't remember when the president of the University of Liberia, let me leave the government small. Let me go to the president of the University of Liberia. Liberia is strategically positioned in the eyes of the international community. We have not told our stories around the world. The president of the University of Liberia can raise not less than $50 million annually if they're serious.
Yep, they have to get out of the box.
1810. Get the student leadership on your side. Get the campus-based political parties, campus-based organization. Go to the faculty senate. Draw a plan. If it is 10 years or 5 years, develop a think tank that will be composed of Liberians and foreign nationals to revamp and rebrand the University of Liberia. Bring the Alumni Association on board and put your feet on the ground. We are going to the United States. Who are the alumni members that are resident of the United States? Get to them, meet strategic individuals. Brother, you can employ a method, even if it takes 5 months. You see Oprah Winfrey. Sell your agenda. This is the proposal. This is the proposal of the University of Liberia. This is our challenge. You cost $5 million from there. You go on the other side. You meet the head for USAID. Sit with them strategically. Engage these people and tell them the plight of the University of Liberia. All the embassies that are in Liberia, the UK embassy, find a time. Meet with these people, sit with them and articulate. Brother, you see, after you make the rounds, and in the United States, there are people who raise millions. They call them fundraisers. When they raise money, they take 10% of what they raise. The issue of education is very paramount. In these difficult times, the University of Liberia has a perfect resume to attract millions of dollars. If the government gave you $18,000, you go raise like $50,000. I want to see a classroom at the University of Liberia that when you leave from the US or Europe, you go to UL. And when you sit in a class, begin to think that you are in Europe or America. You see the law school, people stay also on a per hour hot.
Say people fanning their set.
Sweating profusely.
Okay.
I am very disappointed, Sekou. Why it's true that the government takes full responsibility, but it is the responsibility of these old folks to understand that this is the 21st century. You need to go around and raise money. I don't know these people, they don't know how to hustle. They say when you have a platform, you have a voice. I can't be president of the University of Liberia and I go get money also. That joke. Complete joke. These people have platform where they can raise money, but no sense of direction.
Somebody said the lecturers are still using chalkboard.
You know, in this 21st century,
when the thing is wasting all in the university.
The last time, my brother, no, Sekou, I went for one. Look, where I am here in Europe, the School of Transnational Governance, the European University Institute. Brother, when I enter the classroom to present to students, because as a policy leader fellow, we develop master degree students, people pursuing their masters in different areas. When I enter the classroom, look, in fact, stupidity can just disappear from you. The environment can tell you you have to be serious.
The light alone can make you see.
When you enter the class, you see students. It gives you the energy to prepare more. You see a black man standing before whites. Blood runs through their bodies.
Okay, I mean, we need to go for a call.
No, but we are disappointed. This we need to not just, especially when it comes to educational institutions, this thing, it cannot only be the government. What are these people doing to raise money?
Yeah, but this is the reason why now we blaming the University of Liberia. You know what? We want to
them partially.
Partially. Thank you. The reason why,
hey, and I'm a chance.
I blame them 100%.
No, we cannot blame them partially. We can blame them 100%.
That's my view. That's my view. Say you don't blame them. I blame them 100%.
You know why we can blame them 100%?
Okay, let's say why he blame them.
The reason why we can blame the University of Liberia 100% is the government came up and announced that they're going to be having tuition free,
right,
for all undergraduates in government-run university or whatsoever. From that time up to present, there has been no rejection or announcement as to whether the government is doing that or the government is not doing that. If the University of Liberia, they were to inform the public that the announcement made by the government or the president, it has not been fulfilled to the extent in which they've announced. That brings some of us to the point where we will say, okay, the government is responsible. But up to now, we cannot sit there and say the government is not paying the money. Maybe the university will be playing politics out of this. Maybe the university wants to achieve something different. Until the university can tell us, backed by facts, that since the government announced how many months or how many semesters the government has been able to pay for the tuitions to talk about, because the government will not can announce a tuition free when they've not done their own, background check to know how much the university generates in terms of, each semester, or when they run their semesters and everything, to know as to how much they can contribute to the university to cover the expenses. So in this point, I blame the University of Liberia.
Okay. Let me tell you why I blame them partially. My job was not to question government policies, programs, or projects. My job was to project or propagate government's programs, policies, and projects. So as a way of doing that, personally, I question the decision. You know why? 18-year-old, 20, 25, 26, everybody can go sell something to pay. But if you cannot help the poor people to move their children from ABC to 6th grade, how do you think they will get to the university level? So I thought we should have started from the grassroots level of little children to help parents encourage children to go to school. So I thought we should have paid tuition free for elementary and junior high. But again, you got the people that will not listen to your reasoning. Having said that, again, the government made it clear. The university is not AMEU. LU is not the other private universities. It's a government-run institution. And the government decided, look at the people that work for the government, they can't even pay them. So the government took that decision, Vandela. And when they took the decision at the time, I was in government, this Hula Balu came up. But what did they do? The government said no matter how many students got in, they were prepared to pay. So the university students were increased by, I think, 7,000. more students entered the university. It became a problem, but the government said they were going to handle it. So if the university was a private-run university, I would say, okay. But it's a public university. It's under the government. And the government took that decision to make it tuition-free. What do you expect? That's why I agree with you. They should have gone out to hustle. That's why I say I blame them partially.
Okay,
But you
so
can't
we
be
need to
a
go to the lines.
government-run institution and then you say you don't do what the government tells you. It's not going to work. But maybe if we hear from the students, we'll have a different approach.
We'll do an extension of it tomorrow. But the government too, because we say we don't want to blame them, but this is it. You know, sometimes some of these statements can be politically driven. You know, when they say, hey, you that eat horse, you were facing the weight of it.
Don't go into detail. Let's talk different things.
07707907907. Let's listen to the students. 0880907907907. We're just going to take 3 calls because the news is up next. Hello. Good evening. Hello. Yes, good evening.
My name is Benjamin. I call from Cowell.
You, sir?
My name is Benjamin. I call from Cowell.
Are you a student of the University of Liberia?
I left from the time they pronounced a free school.
You left?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for today for the discussion tonight. This is some of the things I saw, I heard that want me to leave the university. I got to know education is not free. What we need at the university was a good education system in a sense that you pay our teachers good money, find a housing, maybe pay housing unit for them, put them on good salary, get a family a free medical bill, and then get out to at least pay few money for the university. That way, enable them to raise some funds to maintain the university. Give a good learning environment, not to say free education. Anything that you get free without that sustain, I knew you're going to reach to this point. What the phone coming out to support those people at the university to maintain the university running? That the government pronounce that.
Thank you. Let's take another person. Hello.
How you doing?
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening to Mr. Patrick.
Go ahead, please. Go ahead. No time.
Okay, the name is Nina Divanchefu. I call from District 16. Yes, and let me appreciate you guys. You see, what happened is I'm so happy they trained all the show that have been organized, and I pray that you guys should continue to organize the show because this thing is not about criticizing the government, it's about helping the government. Because if we have people every day praising the government, it is not right for the government, it will not be a good thing for the government. So I just want to say thank you very much.
Okay, go ahead.
Hello.
Hello. Yes.
Yeah, Sekou, how are you? This is Emmanuel Richards here, and I joined the conversation from Upper Carwell. And we look, the issue here is this: no matter the little challenge here at the UL, for some of us, our people can afford. We are certified. It's not 100%, but at least we are there and we are scrapping small. For people to make it to appear that everything on our campus is bad, it is wrong. It is wrong. In fact, even when people were paying at UL, some of the problems are existed before even years. So we are there. We're managing. If you feel you in America or other places, you're going to good school, fine. We are here. If you feel that you cannot help us to program with other means to help us.
But can we speak to the issue of this payment issue? Can we speak to that?
Honorable Facon, for me, the issue I care with you, and I will always say, Honorable Facon.
I'm saying, can you speak to the payment issue from the university as to whether it's going to happen or not?
Hello?
The university is saying that students should pay even for the tuition in the past.
Respond to me now. Hello?
Somebody who is in studio, somebody has to take him.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, let's take
hello?
Yes, go ahead. Conclude.
Quickly, let me just tell you something about the university. The government was not right to say free education. I mean, the people know the importance of education. All they're not doing that in their educated. But like some of us will say, hey, you must look at it. The people get into hustle because they know that when they do it, they say they are getting money. I'm like,
If you get on a university campus, you don't got no facing classroom, no chair.
Okay, no time. We need to go, gentlemen. No time. I don't know how we'll close up. And tomorrow I will share with the team I will share a post from the mayor of the city of Monrovia. Tomorrow I will share it. We'll have it on the show and we'll talk about it a little bit. But gentlemen, we need to go. No time. Tomorrow we'll talk about this university thing, please.
Thank you for having us.
Fendera, we need to go. The news is up next.
Yeah, so thank you so much. And it was a pleasure being here tonight. And see you again tomorrow.
Okay. And so that's all the time we've got to be here on the program. Like I said, tomorrow we're going to have a post from the mayor of the city of Monrovia, Mayor Jefferson Tamakoji, and we're going to use some time to talk about it, go in depth about that post, talk some things about it. And don't miss tomorrow edition of the program, Issues of Today on Voice of Liberia. My name is Sekou Sharif. We'll be back here tomorrow, inshallah. With the blessing of our parents, we'll be back here tomorrow.